Steve Magnante here at High-Octane Classics in Auburn, Massachusetts with the latest example of retro styling done right. This is a 2022 Ford Bronco. Now, we might remember that way back, I don't know, 20 years ago, Volkswagen's new Beetle kind of revived retro styling, and they sold like hotcakes. I won't say that the new Beetle started the trend, but it was right ahead of the curve. Of course, the Challenger, the Mustang, so many vehicles have been styled with an eye toward the past, but they're now sold, and sales don't lie. These things are incredibly popular. Now, you gotta remember, this is a sixth generation Bronco. 1966 was the first year for Bronco. Well, after 1996, 5 generations, Ford discontinued the Bronco, thinking, well, the market for that's pretty much saturated, we're out of that game. Well, 25 years later, the Bronco has returned. But here's the cool thing. The Bronco styling department, they actually scanned a 1977 Bronco, one of the original ones, the first gen, and they had those digital blueprints around to keep the mission pure on the 6th generation Bronco, and does it ever show. Now keep in mind, this is not a sport Bronco, which was sort of a placeholder, smaller version. Similar styling up front, but again, the sport Bronco was a smaller version with 5 lug nuts. Whenever you see 6 lug nuts and larger styling, you're talking about the real Gen 6 Bronco, the one we've all been waiting for, and well, here it is right here. Now let's take a peek under the hood. 2 possible engines on these, or at least, well, there's 3 now with the Raptor version, but this one here has got the 2.7 liter twin turbo EcoBoost V6. The 2.3 4-cylinder is the standard engine, but in this one you've got 330 horsepower and 415 foot-pounds of torque. Now again, those aren't popcorn numbers. Those are SAE rated net horsepower numbers, which is an amazing thing, but again, you wouldn't expect anything less from Ford today. Here's the cold air system here, which is well isolated from water contamination. This is absolutely meant for off-road driving, probably more serious than the original Bronco. Now this was also a Sasquatch version, which is sort of a Bronco on steroids. It includes the wider wheels, the arches over the wheel openings, and 35-inch tall wheel and tire combinations. And this stuff here is not ornamental. These tow hitches here are absolutely ready to pull this out of any kind of a stuck situation. Not that you'll get stuck often. This one does have the GOAT option. More on that in a moment. But here it is, just a beautiful vehicle, 3,000 miles, basically new, barely broken in. And the twin turbo 2.7, again, just an amazing power plant right here. Decent fuel economy with all kinds of power and 415 foot-pounds of torque. Let's look inside. Now this one is a convertible. In other words, this roof can be retracted, and the beauty there is that you can put the top back. You essentially have a convertible Bronco. Now this is a 4-door version, and thanks Shane for opening the door there, Shane, my cameraman. And the 2-door and 4-door are both popular, but the 4-doors generally outsell the 2-doors by a pretty substantial margin. So inside the glove compartment here, what do we got? Yeah, nice little details. Here is the toolkit, complete with Bronco logo and even a little metal clip right here. Inside, it's pretty cool. I mean, Ford really knocked it out of the park. The details on these things are awesome. This is the Bronco toolkit, and these are socket wrenches, and they have Bronco branding in them. We can see right there, Bronco. I mean, how cool is that? This is how to do it right. Sell the little details. But again, nothing on the new Bronco is for appearance only. Everything is physically functional, and it's just another example of of excellent design. And here is the GOAT mode. This is optional, goes over any terrain. This device right here, this is an option on this vehicle, and this allows you to, what this does, it modulates throttle application. So if you're in a muddy situation or crawling rocks, whatever, when you hit the gas pedal, it slows things down for better control to get away from tire spin and actually allow you to maneuver in a much better way. The upsized information center here, the screen is larger than the base piece, and again, this is just beautiful styling all the way out. Retro and function blended together. Airbags everywhere. In fact, in the A-pillars, the doors, all of that, of course, is federally mandated and making these very, very safe. Now, the beautiful thing is that we can have our safety and our fun. Let's go to the back door. And thank you again, Shane. Open that door. Now, one thing that makes the Bronco different from the Jeep Wrangler, which is its chief enemy, its chief competition, the Wrangler's doors have a full door frame. Well, Bronco doesn't. That means with these windows down, you can take all 4 doors. Yes, you can remove them, as you can on a Wrangler, but because these are smaller without the door frames, these doors can actually be stacked in pre-existing slots in the back. They don't scratch, they don't scrape, they sit there, they're immobilized. You can actually put the doors in the back and travel with them, whereas on the Wrangler, you got to put these things in your garage and come get them later on. So that's another detail where the Bronco kind of takes a step ahead of the Wrangler in that game of chess that's played out in Detroit. So it's just beautiful stuff. Again, the retro styling, the little Bronco guy right there, the bucking Bronco, a spin-off of the Mustang campaign of '64. But again, just really, really well done. Everything here is strictly about function and form. Let's go to the back. And again, the 35-inch tall Sasquatch wheel and tire combination, which is an option seen on this one. These are the largest wheel and tire combinations until the upcoming Bronco Raptor, which apparently is like minutes away from release right now. And those have a larger 3.0 V6, but again, that's later. Opening the back, we can see right here inside of the cavernous cargo area, and again, that's where the doors would go. Open door mode, and again the convertible top does come all the way down, and just imagine how fun this would be on a sunny day out, you know, driving through Martha's Vineyard or out in the Cape, wherever it might be, with the top down, driving through dunes and trails. And again, in the wintertime, these things are absolutely, these are designed by Ford in Dearborn, Michigan, where it's like freezing in the wintertime. So these are absolutely weatherproof and warm in the wintertime. So it's a year-round convertible, which is something that's kind of a new idea if you really come down to it. But here at the back, the spare tire holder, you can see the backup camera and all of the other things that are mandated for safety, but they kind of hide in plain sight. And really just a great example of retro styling done right. And this vehicle, again, has 3,000 miles. It's basically broken in, but ready for a full life of enjoyment. And it can be purchased with as little as 10% down here at High Octane Classics. And of course, it can be delivered to your house, your trail, wherever you might like it. And this also, you can do some trading if you have something you might want to trade in, a hot rod or a Jeep or anything like that. The folks at High Octane Classics are ready to talk about trades, no problem with that. And another thing too is High Octane Classics has been in business for about 15 years, and they're always looking for professional and even beginner, but serious sales and service help. And give them a call at 508-859-4515. And if you have 1 or 10 or 20 vehicles you might want to trade or sell, particularly sell, they're always looking to restock here at High Octane Classics. Again, give them a call at 508-859-4515. To learn more about this 2022, merely 3,000 miles, basically new, Ford Bronco Sasquatch Edition 4-door 2.7 EcoBoost V6, check it out on the High Octane Classics website.